Welcome to Nubiart Diary number 429 for the 5th of June 2020. Nubiart, a different perspective on the African world. For the June promo, it's Rhythms of Africa by Babatunde Olatunji on Not Bad Records, which is out already. And not much has been released in the last few months as the global lockdown decimated release dates and touring schedules for many musicians and record labels. One or two things have dribbled out, but we came across this triple CD from 2014 in our archive as we were looking for some Tony Allen albums and thought it was worth an outing as we couldn't remember getting these albums together in this format. This is Babatunde Olatunji's first 3 albums in his own name for Columbia, and you get to understand why he was such a hit when he went to the US. His debut, Drums of Passion, had a major influence across funk, soul, pop, jazz and reverberated across the Caribbean with more musical forms including percussion in their setup throughout the 1960s. His tracks were covered by the likes of Nina Simone and Santana, but we first heard them through a medley of Akiwowo, Chant to the Train Man, and Kia Kia, Why Do You Run Away, by Count Ozzy and the Mystic Revelation of Rastafari, back in the midst of time, which cemented our love for all things percussive. The tracks have a secondary or explanatory title, which was an astute move to bridge its wider acceptance among a US audience who can often be quite resistant to foreign words and titles. It closes with Shango, Chant to the God of Thunder. The album is just as powerful and dynamic today as when it was recorded 6 decades ago. Drums of Passion, Jingolaba, would become the name of several Olatunji albums as well as the name for his group. Olatunji quickly got himself a residency as the opening and closing act at New York's Village Gate, regardless of who was the main act. This meant he mingled and sat in with the cream of the crop of the jazz, funk and soul firmament. John Coltrane was so impressed that he helped fund the Olatunji Center for African Culture in Harlem to promote African music and dance, and it was there that Coltrane played his last gig a month before his passing. On Zongo, the musical palette widens beyond Yoruba chants and drumming, mixed with the choral backing. Firstly, Ray Barretto adds his congas and timbales to the rhythm section, and there is a kit drum and bass backing the African drummers. Meanwhile, the added horn section includes Clark Terry on trumpet and the mighty Yusuf Lateef on wind instruments. Tracks like Jolly Mensa are in the High Life tradition. Flaming Drums was Olatunji's 3rd album in 2 years, but his list of supporting credits on other people's albums was already vast by the time of its release in 1962, including Cannonball Adderley, Horace Silver, Quincy Jones, Pee Wee Ellis, Stevie Wonder, Randy Weston, Max Roach and Abbey Lincoln. The setup is similar to that for Zungo, but with fewer horns and an expanded percussion outfit, as Olatunji again finds the magical blend on tracks such as Uhuru and African Spiritual. Olatunji was known for making impassioned speeches for social justice before performing in front of a live audience, and his progressive political beliefs are outlined in The Beat of My Drum, an autobiography published by Temple University Press in 2005. And for the June media, we have The Rise and Fall of Nellie Brown. This is a programme that's now available on the BFI player. With no cinemas open, we're stuck looking at the smaller screens at home for entertainment, but we came across this TV musical about a young woman's search for her long-lost cousin as we prepared the obituary for Millie Small. It was broadcast by Anglia Television in December 1964 as part of its Christmas schedule. Millie had scored a worldwide hit earlier that year with My Boy Lollipop, and this was a way of broadening her appeal by appearing amongst an established British-based cast. The 70-minute 3-parter tells of a young Jamaican woman, Selena Brown, played by Millie Small, who flees her humdrum Liverpool lodgings where she stays with her mum and new partner to visit her glamorous cousin Lilibel Astor, played by Elizabeth Welsh, who lives in London. Selena meets magician the Great Waxo, played by Ron Moody, who will always be Fagin to us, at Lime Street Station, where she doesn't have enough money for the train to London. He offers her a ride with him in his friend Dave's truck. Millie arrives at Lilibel's home in Chelsea. She had been a famous actress on the London stage, but she hasn't acted for 10 years and gets a last-minute call to replace someone in a show, but is undecided whether to appear. Her friend Kenny Lynch, who also passed away earlier this year, plays a London truck driver called Hector. Most of the characters have a musical track. Liz Welsh sings A Million Years Ago or Was It Yesterday? Millie delivers I Can Hear Bells, and they duet on No Better Number Than Two. The Rise and Fall of Nellie Brown is a tale of the Caribbean immigration into Britain of what is called the Windrush generation. The show is unusual in that it doesn't dwell on racial issues in Britain, but is more a musical fantasy that celebrates the importance of family occasion and connections. It was directed by John Jacobs, written by Robert Gould, with music by Dolores Claman. The Cliff Adams singers provide vocal support. It's still up there, available on the BFI website for free. Just go to www.bfi.org.uk and go through the films. Okay, we move on to lyrics and spirits. O ye gods of the underworld, who set yourself up against me, and who resist the mighty ones, the stars which never set have led me on my way. That's chapter 78 from the Papyrus of Annie. The two poems we're going to deliver were written in the mid-1980s when the people of South Africa were being urged to make the country, especially the townships, ungovernable to hasten the demise of structural apartheid. At the same time in Britain, we supported the City of London Anti-Apartheid Group's non-stop picket of the South African consulate in Trafalgar Square. We were also organising for people outside London to visit the protests. It was at this time that we met several members of the SWAPO Youth League who were studying teaching, social work and youth and community work in Britain in preparation for their hard-fought independence from the apartheid regime in 1990. So the first poem is called Government Yard Resistance. You choose to change your friends every time you change your style, but I'll be around and I'll see you once in a while. But don't try to pretend you were right, abusing me every day and night in a government yard. Don't come and make my life so hard. So I moved out, deep on the street again. The whole situation caused me so much strain. Can't stand confusion, can't stand the fuss and fight. Soon you will realise only truth and rights conquer in a government yard. Gosh, you make my life so hard. The day will come when you will surely know that in time you reap everything that you sow. I feel Aswad so I can stand quiet, but don't take me for an idiot in the government yard when being black means your life is so hard. The time has come to call this thing to a halt. If you check white gods, then that's not my fault. I stand fine, young, gifted and black. I can't back down on a matter of fact. No fight in the government yard. Don't come and make my life so hard, 'cause every day I look at South Africa. Slave masters made young comrades so hard. They inspire us at home and abroad for liberation, not a nuclear war. And that was published in Of Slaughter and Consumption. It was written on the 14th of January 1987. And the next one is the accompanying, the two poems go together. This one's called Respect Due Unto Your Mother. I come again in red, gold and green. I come again, you know, semi-dep on the scene. I don't feel to buy people's interest. I don't deal in their inside-out business. But sister came, husband beat her again. He doesn't feel like she does that Babylon strain. He's up on her so she keeps physical fitness. After all, she is an African princess. So every day about in my area, the problems come and we must be harder. We ride the rhythms, though daily it's badder, giving thanks and praise, looking unto our mother. You under 30? You over 13. Hey youth man, show them you know what life means. Truth and rights throughout all this mess. You ask what is life? Life is a test. Yet to so many, life is just a game. Down in Rome, times they always seem the same. They mix us up with their phony success, but they don't know blacks in this time are blessed. Soon every day, about in each and every area, problems will fall 'cause we know we are harder. We ride the rhythms though daily it's badder, giving thanks and praise looking unto our mother. So every day, about in my area, the problems come and we must be harder. Still riding rhythms, still making them badder, giving thanks and praise unto Mama Africa. So those two poems published in Of Slaughter and Consumption and written in January 1987. Okay, if you want to get in touch with us, it's Kubara Zamani, African Quest, PO Box 35165, London SE5 8WU. The email africanquest1@hotmail.com and Twitter @Nubiart Diary. And we'll just end with our saying, talk sense or it don't make sense you talk. Thanks for listening. Guidance.
Jealousy, jealousy will bring disunity. Jealousy, jealousy, well I am envy. Jealousy, jealousy, turn friends into enemies. Jealousy, jealousy, well I am envy. Lock, lock, little locked down in a love. Lock, lock, little locked down in the vibes, letting off the vibes coming from inside. Living in Scotland as a yardie man, a whole heap of people won't put we out of action, but all them try. Me tell them galang, the original Scotland yardies gone international. We no carry guns to robberies or mix up in strike a pam pam, thought drugs are gone spiritual. Me have only one woman in me love life, so me a bad boy only in my cultural style. Me just lock, lock, little lock down in a love, lock, lock, little lock down in a vibe, letting off the vibes coming from inside. Now all the basics better mass and go hide. When I get home from work I come out a Kennington.